Good evening. My name is Dr. Robert Marshall. I'm a physician and I'm running for the U.S. Senate to the Democratic primary. I'd like to thank Channel 7 for this opportunity to make this video for your benefit. And I'm a private citizen, just like you are. I'm not a lawyer or a politician. I'm a father of 4, a Vietnam veteran. I'm running for this office for many reasons. As a physician, I do think we need health care reform in this country. It's time that we stop these insurance companies from denying people care because of pre-existing conditions. They should also stop discontinuing payments when the bills start to pile up. The present health care reform bills do this. I'm very much in favor of them. It insures people who do not have insurance. 30 million people do not have insurance now. And health care bills in Washington do this. Other things I would like to see, however, is a strong public option to reduce premiums throughout this country. I'd also like to see Medicare age reduced down to 60 to help this age group obtain insurance and also help this group obtain jobs more readily. Now, as a Vietnam veteran, I'm very concerned about these wars in the Mideast. I saw my share of dying and excessive spending in the 1960s, and I think we're doing the same thing in the Mideast now that we did then. It's time for us to bring all our troops home. I would do it within the next year. The problem of Al-Qaeda is a police issue, not a military issue. Now, the issue of corruption could be a strong issue in the general election next November, but if I'm the candidate, this will be taken off the table completely. I'm a private citizen. I've never met any of these people you've read about in the news. I've never run with them in the same ticket. Never been in the room with him. So corruption will not be an issue if I'm the candidate. I also believe we should have term limits as another cure for corruption in this country. We should also have public support of political campaigns. That'll cut out the moneyed interests that corrupt our politicians. Now, one of the main issues in this campaign, however, is jobs. The unemployment rate is 10%. Jobs is the main issue in this campaign. We create jobs in this country by decreasing middle-class tax rates. This is what Mr. Obama campaigned on, and it's time that we actually do this. Now, in the 60s and 1980s, we did this, and this created jobs. It increased income to the federal government, and it stimulated the economy. So I would decrease middle-class tax rates to increase jobs in this state and in this country. Increasing exports is another way to increase jobs. And in Illinois, that means farm products to a great degree, but we also want to increase all our other exports of all the other products we produce throughout Illinois. Encouraging Americans to buy American is another way of increasing jobs. Now, the other way to increase jobs, however, is not to destroy them in the first place. And that brings me to one of the most important issues of this entire campaign, the cap and trade legislation in the Congress right now. I am against this legislation, and I'm the only candidate in the Democratic primary that has taken a strong stance against this legislation. Now, this legislation is very complex. It's very difficult to get somebody to discuss it, but I've read extensively about it. It puts a tax on many of our industries: farmers, truckers, taxi cab drivers, anyone using large amounts of fuel or oil products throughout our state. It puts a tax on them, it decreases jobs, and this tax money does not stay in Illinois to fix our roads, for example. It goes to other states that are more fuel efficient than we are: California, the South, New England. This tax would then be on our people here in this state, and then would go to other parts of the country, not to our benefit. Also, much of this money would go abroad to foreign countries. I'm very much against this cap trade legislation. It'll decrease jobs, decrease money throughout Illinois. I'm the only candidate against it, and I would like to ask for your support on February 2 in the primary. I'd ask for your vote. Please consult my website, which is marshallforussenate.com. That's marshallforussenate.com. Thank you very much, and please vote for me on February 2.